As the 3 weeks begin, and we head towards the 9 days in Tisha B'Av, there's no question that when it comes to Churban, there are two parts of Churban. Churban is the experience of the victims of Klal Yisrael, and then there are tormentors of Klal Yisrael. And there's no question, as we described tonight in Mizmar Shir L'Yom HaShabbos, that we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, B'frach Risham Kamo Esav, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should destroy and terminate evil in this world. But at the end of the day, there's something that we need to keep in mind when we're talking about the pain and the suffering of Klal Yisrael. And that is not only a lesson in terms of how we look at Hashgacha, divine providence, through the history of Klal Yisrael, but also applies in our daily lives as well. The Yitav Lev, as quoted by Rav Melech Biderman, points out that in Mizmar Shir L'Yom HaShabbos, I'm thinking about Mizmar Shir L'Yom HaShabbos because tonight is Shabbos Kodesh, we say something strange. Ki hine oivecha Hashem, ki hine oivecha yovedu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, here are your enemies. Here are your enemies, destroy them. It's superfluous. Ki hine oivecha Hashem yovedu. Says the Yitav Lev something fascinating. Ki hine oyevecha, we have to recognize that our enemies are really Hashem. Hashem is our greatest friend. But God forbid, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as described in the Tochacha, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends our tormentors, we don't say this to someone who's in suffering, someone who's just had a tremendous loss. But when you look at the big picture, to recognize that every single tormentor throughout our history is painfully an emissary of God. Ki hine oyevecha Hashem. When Klal Yisrael recognizes that their enemies are from God, ki hine oyevecha yovedu. That's when our enemies are going to disappear. Now this is a high madrega. This is something for the Yitav Lev to say. It's not something that we could live constantly, day in and day out. Well, I'll speak for myself. Something that I can't live day in and day out every moment. But during this contemplative time, the time of the 3 weeks, the 9 days, and Tisha B'Av, it's something for us to remember. Maybe we could add a positive twist to this before we apply it. David HaMelech, who's the author of Tehillim, who describes Hine B'froach Rishaim Kamo Eitzev, that the Rishaim have achieved, are succeeding. David HaMelech would only be David HaMelech because of the challenges in his life. Shaul made David HaMelech. Our challenges make who we are. They make who we are. And the moment in which we realize that someone who did something wrong to us, he's an emissary of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then that's an individual who has no enemies. That's an individual who could be zoche to see all of the world as Yichud Hashem, the way the Baal Shem Tov Zechusei Yagelnei would describe. That it all is an extension of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And all of our challenges are the greatest gift that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us. Our Churban has also made who we are, and our Churban is going to bring our Geula.